Hello, my loves. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's having a lovely start to their day, start to their weekend. It snowed. I woke up to snow. Well, my kids woke me up to snow. And well, here I am. I actually wanted to talk about trauma anniversaries. And what inspired me to do this post was that I came across the page called Me Too Many Voices. So it's at Me Too Many Voices, one whole word. And they posted in their stories a trauma anniversary self-care ideas. And it made me think like, wow, I have a trauma anniversary coming up exactly this month. I believe next week. I can't remember the day because it's a day that I don't want to remember. However, I'm been feeling tense. I've been feeling more emotional. I've been feeling very particular about this certain person, right? And this specific event didn't necessarily directly impacted me. It impacted them more because they were the ones going through it. However, like I've mentioned before, trauma can have a ripple effect, right? Especially around the ones that you love. So, for example, if something happened to you specifically, but your loved ones were around there to see it or witness it, then it's going to impact them too in their own way. And so I'm mostly speaking from a second person point of view, not necessarily first person, because again, that event didn't happen to me. And I came across this post, I realized that it's okay to give yourself time, or as much time as you need when you know that a trauma anniversary is coming up. And it's not that us trauma survivors like to keep track of every traumatic experience we had. It's not like when I say trauma anniversary that we're out here celebrating the fact that we went through that, or even the fact that we're still here to talk about it, because it's something that we just don't want to talk about, something that we wish we didn't have to talk about, right? However, I believe it's important to also know what to do, or ideas on what to do to cope with it while you're going through it, while you're in a sense reliving it, because it's a reminder. So you are getting those emotions back, you are getting flashbacks of those scenarios happening, and it's not easy, it's draining. Like I said, reliving a traumatic experience, whether you're feeling it physically or emotionally or mentally, it's a lot. It can take a lot out of you, especially knowing that you will always feel like you could have done more, even though you know that it's not your fault, even though you know that there was really nothing that you could have done, because once a person makes a decision, there's nothing else you can do, right? Once the act is done, that's it. And so this particular person, I love with all my heart. This particular person, till this day, I have so much love for them. They will never leave my life because of the role they play in it, right? And so one of the suggestions was, do not overbook yourself. You don't need any extra stress or commitments. So let's say your trauma anniversary is today. Don't book any. Don't and if you don't feel up to it today, don't hang out with your friends. Don't pick up any calls. If you have the ability to not go to work, don't go. Give yourself that time period, that grace. Give yourself at least that one day to feel, to let it all out, and so you can wake up the next day feeling better, right? Another idea was, let someone you trust know you have an anniversary coming up and that you could use some support. That also helps a lot. If you have that one person that you can rely on and be like, hey, you're the only one I can reach out to during this time. I just need that reminder that, this passed, and that I'm okay, and that my loved one is okay. And then another one was, allow yourself to grieve. Allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. And again, like I mentioned, feel everything. Most of the time we think that because time passed, that we're over it. And then the littlest thing can trigger us, right? The littlest thing can remind us, a movie, a song, or just simply waking up and feeling that heaviness in your heart, right? And you're like, why is it? And then you're like, oh, well, this is the day that it happened. And then another idea is plan a fun day. Volunteer, ride your bike, eat pizza, anything that makes you feel better, right? Feel more safe again. Anything that brings you back to you. Again, most of us won't want to do nothing that day. But it also helps to get out there to clear our mind. Not necessarily to distract ourselves from it, but to like help clear our mind and help uplift us while we're going through the process again. Another one was writing yourself a love letter. I personally have not written myself a love letter, which is why I thought this post was interesting, because it gave me ideas to look forward to. Another one, and then the last one says, do none of the above and do whatever feels right for you. And out of everything that was said in that post, that was the one that hit the chord, because it's true. At the end of the day, I can come on here and say, do this, do that, don't do nothing, or do everything. But at the end of the day, you are the one who knows what will best make you feel better. And so I just wanted to do this quick video to say, it's okay. It's okay if you're going through a trauma anniversary. It's okay if you've been in tears all week and you constantly keep replaying that scenario that happened and asking yourself why, knowing that you may not ever get the answer to why, because again, especially if that specific event you weren't necessarily the main character, or I don't know how to put it into better words. It still affects you in some way, shape, or form. And I am speaking from experience. A lot of the trauma anniversaries that I have or are coming up have a direct impact on me. But this specific one that is happening this coming week, it happened to a loved one. And the unfortunate part was that I wasn't able to see the signs. I wasn't able to do anything about it, because by the time I was notified, it was just like, get your clothes on and go check on them to see if they're okay. And that was just the start. That was just the start of a series of events that ended up affecting other areas of our lives, right? However, it reminded me that you could be living with someone, you could be spending time together with someone, especially with a loved one, and you will never know what's going through their mind. And that's the scary thing about it, because we can't expect for our loved ones to tell us everything that's going on in their mind. But you would hope that they could be like a little more trusting with you, in terms of saying, hey, I'm not doing good. Can you, I just need time alone, or is there any way you can help me? Or for example, like, let's say you and that loved one are not on the same page in that specific time, right? And then something traumatic happens, right? So as that person seeing their loved one going through it, and then you can't help but feel guilty about it. You can't help but feel like damn, had I been this way, had I reacted this way, had I seen the signs, had I done this or that, it's that self-guilt we put into ourselves that it's not healthy. It's not healthy. I know it's not healthy, and it's a work in progress. And it's the reminder of realizing that, hey, like, enough of this self-guilt, enough of trying to prevent your loved ones from getting hurt, because sometimes we just can't help it. We can't help it. If a person wants to do something, they'll do it, and the only thing we can do is just be there when they're ready to reach out. And so, it's been 3 years. It's gonna be 3 years since this person tried to take their life away. And I see this person grow, and I see this person try to do the best they can, and I see this person just try to move on with life, right? And I'm here still processing the fact that they try to take their life away. And I don't think about it every day. But like I said, this is the example of what a trauma anniversary can bring, right? And I was not expecting to cry. Usually good when it comes to doing these videos, but sometimes it just comes out. And this is real emotion. This is real words coming from my heart. And it makes me proud because this person has changed a lot. We're not where we once were, and we're learning to rebuild trust again. We're learning to respect each other's growth, even though there's ups and downs. We're learning that we're changing and that we're growing, and above all of that, we still remember that love that has truly never gone away, right? And so when I see this person, I'm like, wow, like I see such growth. I'm proud of this person. I'm proud that they were able to overcome this. I'm proud that they were able to say, I lived through this experience, and I'm ready to move on. I'm ready. I'm focused on moving forward because I want to be a better person. And you can't help but feel proud, right? So then it's like when you start seeing that relief in their mind, hopefully in their heart. Again, I will never truly know how this person feels. I don't know if this person even remembers that they have this anniversary coming up, right? Because everybody thinks differently. I am a person that remembers dates. I am a person that especially if something bad happened, I will remember it till my last days. That's just how I am. I'm learning that that's good. It can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing, depending on how much you dwell on those dates, right? I tend to be a dweller sometimes, and I'm realizing that that's not the healthiest thing to do. However, the only way to release is to feel, right? The only way to heal is pretty much that phrase, feel it to heal it, right? And so that's why I'm here to tell you today that if you have a trauma anniversary coming up, don't feel ashamed. Feel what you have to feel. If you need someone to talk to that special someone that you can trust fully. Give yourself that grace. Give yourself that time. Treat yourself. Go out. If you need something, whatever provides you comfort for that day, for that time being, for those hours, weeks, whatever. The whole point is to release it. The whole point is to not continue dwelling on it. Right? Is to like release. Okay, I'm human. I realize. I'm remembering flashbacks of this traumatic experience, but it passed. This person is okay. I'm okay. Everything's moving forward. So, no need to worry about what could have happened, what could have been prevented, right? It's more so of where are we right now? Where are we today? And if today we're both alive, if today we're both moving in a positive direction, then all we can do is continue to release those old, those pent up emotions that we just haven't had the opportunity to release during that time that it actually happened. And so, yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and have a beautiful weekend.